So explain to us, first of all, what your rivalry is with Jarvis Landry. And again, I mean, we were talking about the idea of you guys drafting a wide receiver. Is that something you think you need to do for this Browns team to be a Super Bowl threat next year?
Yeah, so I'll address the second part first because it doesn't require as much
time. I like that. Let's build
talking about Jarvis Landry. But I think at 44, you mentioned it earlier. I think they're at 44, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think if Andrew Berry, I trust him with the world when it comes to the draft. I think if there's a quality wide receiver available, they're going off the board at 44. I don't think, we don't have a whole lot of cap to play with, especially if we want to sign Clowney or Will Fuller as like a secondary wide receiver, which would be great because it would allow a rookie wide receiver to develop more. But I think at 44, I wouldn't be shocked to see a receiver there. I really wouldn't. I think that, you can't, as we learned with Jarvis and OBJ, you can't just be satisfied with names. You gotta, you always got to be looking to make that room a little bit better and cheaper, which transitions me to my love-hate relationship with Jarvis Landry.
I need to say this before you go into it. This is not like your normal, I don't like this player relationship. David has been adamantly, and when I use the word, I mean adamantly anti-Jarvis Landry since the beginning. The bless him thought in Cleveland didn't have a chance to even get to like room temperature before you were already like, this guy's a bum. Please,
because
take it away.
Look, I hate the locker room guy narrative so much with Jarvis Landry, so much that this entire fan base heard him say bless him on HBO and then just like fell in love thinking that he was leading a group of soldiers through some Medal of Honor scenario.
Well, and he was in that damn room and during Hard Knocks doing we're changing the culture in this room, room.
He got the fans really excited, but I'm like, I'll believe it when I see it. And you know what? To his credit, he is a very, very good teammate. He really is. He's a great teammate. He keeps his mouth shut. He does his job. But I have the biggest love-hate with him because I think the fan base overrates how much a locker room guy is worth it. Like I can get a locker room guy for $800,000 a year, not for $16 million a year. and if he was paid appropriately, he'd probably be one of my favorite players on the roster. Like if he was paid for his production, which is probably during his tenure here, probably like $8 million a season guy and not $15 to $16 million.
But he wants 20.
Right. Like he wants 20. He thinks he's worth 20. But like, at no point in his career, especially after the 110 reception and less than 1,000-yard receiving season, at no point has he ever been a $20 million receiver. At no point. And at no point has he been like a $16, $17 million receiver, which is what he was getting with the Browns. And that's why I just disliked him so much. He was, you talk about a guy who, and OBJ was hurt for 80% of his tenure with the Browns. You talk about a guy who was really kind of our number one receiver. And it felt like every time I watched him on the field, the guy hasn't fumbled in 3 years. And then in one game we need to win, he drops 3 fourth down passes and fumbles twice. Like it's just like, I couldn't rely on him. Like, everyone loves Jarvis Landry, but like, we don't want to, give credit where it's due when he's not playing well. And then, one game a season, he has 175 yards and 3 touchdowns, and that's 50% of his yearly production.
Don't forget the wide
we
receiver
don't want to talk
pass.
about, we just like, everyone's like, that's why we have him. That's why we pay him the big bucks. But then it's like, what about the other 16 games? Like what, he had, I think 2 1,000-yard receiving seasons here, which is great. I mean, it's awesome. I love that. But like, paying $16 million for a guy to barely break 1,000 yards. And again, I get, I said earlier, the offense isn't designed to have a star wide receiver. I get it. Like Jarvis Landry did his job and he did it well, but not $16 million well. And then, to your point a minute ago, like the guy comes out in free agency and I made a joke in our fantasy football group chat saying, he probably isn't signed yet because he wants $30 million a year and he's worth $8. And then all of a sudden he fires his agent and the news breaks that he wants $20 million a year. And I'm like, oh my God, like he's beside himself.